Hello, everyone, and welcome. I've been a consultant in this field for a long, long time. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's this. The line between a successful project and a failed one often comes down to how you deal with risk. So today, we're going to dive into the core concepts and give you the tools you need to see risk not as a threat, but as something you can manage. Let's jump in. So let's start with a big question. Why do so many projects fail? You see it in the headlines all the time, right? Projects running wildly over budget, missing deadlines by months or even years. What is the common thread here? What's going on? Well, the answer is actually pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. They fail because they don't properly manage uncertainty. See, every project is a step into the unknown. The teams that really succeed are the ones that don't just cross their fingers and hope for the best. They have a system. They proactively manage the uncertainties that are inevitably coming their way. So here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to get our vocabulary straight. What's the difference between uncertainty, risk, and a plain old fact? Then we'll dissect a risk, see what it's made of. After that, we'll explore the 4 different flavors of risk, and I'll walk you through a simple 4-step process for managing them. And we'll wrap up with a really practical skill, how to write a clear, actionable risk statement. Okay, first things first, we have to learn the language. In project management, words have very specific meanings, and using them precisely is absolutely critical. Getting these basic terms wrong is a rookie mistake, so let's make sure we're all on the same page. Let's start with the broadest concept, uncertainty. An uncertainty is simply anything that might happen. It's not a 0% chance, and it's not a 100% chance. It's somewhere in that gray area in between. Think about it. Will it rain next Tuesday? Maybe. That's an uncertainty. And that brings us to the next point. What happens when the probability hits 100%? Well, it's no longer an uncertainty. It's a fact. It is going to happen, period. And you don't put facts in a risk document, you put them right into your main project plan. They're part of your baseline. So where does risk fit in? This is the key. A risk is an uncertainty that matters. It's an uncertainty that, if it happens, could actually impact your project's objectives. Things like your schedule, your budget, the scope of what you're delivering, or its quality. If an uncertainty doesn't affect one of those things, it's just noise. This example really makes it click. A storm brewing way out in the ocean? That's an uncertainty. But the moment that storm's path could potentially hit your coastal construction site and cause a delay, now it's a risk. It's the same event, but now it matters to your objectives. So let's lock this in. A risk is simply the uncertainty that matters. Out of all the thousands of things that could happen on a project, risks are the ones you have to pay attention to because they can directly help or hurt your chances of success. It's your job to filter for what matters. Okay, so we know how to spot a risk, but to truly manage it, we have to break it down into its parts. We need to understand its anatomy because if you can't measure something, you can't really manage it. And it turns out every risk is made of 2 fundamental components. Take a look at this. It's the simple, beautiful math of risk. Right in the middle, you've got the risk event, the thing that might happen. That event has a certain probability. How likely is it to occur? And if it does occur, it's going to have an impact on your project. The combination of those 2 things, probability and impact, is what gives you the overall size of the risk, or what we call its risk value. Now you might be thinking, okay, probability times impact, got it. But it's a little more nuanced than that. It turns out that risks come in different flavors, different natures. And recognizing the nature of the risk is crucial because you can't manage every type of risk with the same tool. Broadly speaking, we can sort all project risks into these 4 buckets. You've got event risk, variability risk, ambiguity risk, and then the really tricky one, emergent risk. Let's quickly go through what each of these means. So event risk is your classic what-if scenario, like what if a major supplier goes bankrupt? That's a discrete event. Variability risk is about the natural ups and downs in a process. It's not if it will vary, but by how much. Ambiguity risk is about what you don't know, your knowledge gaps. And emergent risks, well, those are the complete surprises, the unknown unknowns. This right here is one of the most important distinctions to understand. Ambiguity risk is a known unknown. You're aware that you're missing a piece of information. You know what you don't know. Emergent risk, on the other hand, is an unknown unknown. You don't even know there's a question you should be asking. You can't plan for it, so you have to build in resilience to handle it. And just to make that variability risk concept super clear, think about painting. Let's say you estimate it will take 400 hours to paint 100 rooms. Is it going to take exactly 400 hours? Of course not. It might take 390, it might take 415. That spread, that range of possible outcomes, that is the variability risk. You manage it by planning for a range, not a single number.
All right, we have the language. We can dissect a risk, and we know the different types. Now, how do we put all of this into a coherent system? Well, there's a simple but incredibly effective 4-step process that professionals use. This is the engine that drives all good risk management.
And it's a cycle. It's not a one-and-done thing. First, you identify your risks and get them all down in one place, called a risk register. Second, you assess them. How likely are they? How bad would they be? So you can prioritize. Third, you develop a response for the important ones. What are you going to do about them? And fourth, you control it. You execute your plan and keep an eye out for new risks. Then you start the loop all over again.
Okay, our final topic. And this one is a practical skill that will immediately make you look like a pro. How do you articulate a risk? How do you take that worry in the back of your head and turn it into a clear professional statement that everyone can understand and act on? There's a 3-part formula.
Every well-written risk statement has this cause-risk-impact structure. You start with the cause, the existing fact or situation that's creating the potential problem. Then you state the risk, the uncertain event itself. And you finish by describing the impact. What happens to the project if the risk actually occurs? So, because of this cause, there is a risk of this event, which would result in this impact. It's a recipe for clarity. All right, so let's boil it all down. What are the big ideas to take away? Number 1, risk is just uncertainty that matters. Number 2, every risk is a function of probability and impact. Number 3, you need different strategies for different types of risk. And finally, that 4-step process, identify, assess, respond, and control, is your framework for success. We've laid some really solid groundwork today. You now know how to talk about risk like a professional, how to identify it, and how to assess it. But that leaves one huge question hanging in the air, doesn't it? Once you've found a risk and you know it's a big deal, what are you actually supposed to do about it? What are your options? And that is the perfect topic for our next session.